So let's talk about the other positive values, especially ego. Let's start with this one. When it comes to ego, there is two main components to it. The first one is what other people will think of her, and the second one is what you think of her. In the main dating advices, there is this idea of ASD, anti-slut defense mechanism. We talked about it before. We gave this example of the woman having sex too fast with a man or having sex with many men. And it looks like she's a slut, she's a whore, she's a bitch, whatever. It makes her value go down. Her sexual mating value go down. Her social value go down. It makes everything go down. So because of this, they will not want to do it. Because then other people will think this. You might think this as well. And so in terms of ego, it makes it go down. Because the other things that are around her sexual value, her social value, all those things, they go down in the eyes of other. Basically, this is ego. So it means her ego goes down. So it's negative value if this happens. Now we need to shine out an illusion, a phantom, a ghost, which doesn't exist. ASD, anti-slut defense, it's an illusion. It doesn't really exist. Let me explain. Okay, we talked about the illusion before of women needing time, and so it looks like it's because their sexuality is different and they need time to want it. Then we talked about the fact that no, it's an illusion. The reason why it looks like this is for other reason. This is other reasons that make her behave this way. And then it looks like this is because the sexuality is different, but it's not the case. It's an illusion. Now, here is the same. Women, they will say this kind of thing. Yeah, I'm not this kind of girl. I don't go too fast with a man. This kind of thing. They will say all the time this kind of thing. And it really looks like they believe it. It really looks like they believe it would be bad. It really looks like they think it is something bad to have sex too fast. It really looks like this. This is the same with the illusion that women's sexuality is different from our. That they need more time, more security, blah blah blah. It's an illusion. It really looks like this. But the reason why they behave this way is for other reasons. Here it is the same with anti-slut defense. It really looks like women believe that it would be wrong as a woman to go too fast. As fast as us men can go. It really looks like they believe it. But they don't. It's an illusion. They don't. They don't believe it. Deep down inside, they know that it makes no sense. They all know, okay, women are human beings, just as you. Human being. We have a very powerful brain. We can think very well compared to other animals. Never underestimate the intelligence of any human being. Everybody is fucking smart to a point, but smart enough, really smart enough. Any woman, unless they have like a really huge mental handicap, never underestimate their ability to be smart, to think for themselves. They know it's bullshit. Deep down inside, they know there is something wrong about this whole judgment around it. When they masturbate at home, they think about things going very fast. They think about the same kind of thing as us men. They do. So they know there is a scam. There is a scam around it. They know. And deep down inside, they all know that if ever there is the proper situation that happens, well, they will break the rule. They will break the rule. They will do it. They know deep down inside. But they will always pretend to believe that it's bad. They will always pretend it because it makes their value go up when they pretend this. It's a technique. It became a technique. Just the same as for you, maybe you would say, when you use dating technique, when you use techniques, this is because it makes your perceived positive value of hanging out with you higher. Here is the same. By pretending this, if it doesn't make it go higher, at least it protects her from having her value go down. So it's a technique. And the thing is that it even become the perfect excuse if, let's say, they have insecurities. Most women, if they are attracted to you sexually and they don't want to go home with you, it will be because of the other reasons. Because of she's afraid for her ego, she is afraid to be anxious, to be awkward, she is afraid to lose you, this kind of thing. But now, she doesn't want you to know this, that she has those insecurities. Just the same as if you have insecurity about going home with a woman, you don't want her to know because it will look ridiculous. It will make your value go down in her eyes, right? So what do? You give excuse, you give other excuses. You're afraid to do it, so you don't do it by pretending this is for another reason. When you are afraid to approach a woman, what do? You find excuse. You find excuses. Yeah, but she was not my type. Yeah, this was not the moment. Yeah, I'm not this kind of guy. You find excuses. This is bullshit. This is excuses. They do the same. They have insecurities to go home with you, so they find excuses to hide it, so that not going home with you looks high value, looks like something that makes their positive value go up. So this is something that should make their value go down. They have insecurity. Being insecure is supposed to be something that makes your ego go down. But by giving another reason why you don't want to do it, now you can make it look as something good. You can make it look as something noble. Yeah, it's not because I'm insecure, it's because I'm not this kind of girl. Yeah, no, this is bullshit, really. This is bullshit. But, I mean, this is not bad. There is nothing wrong with it. You do the same when you're afraid to approach a woman and you don't go. You do the same. You make excuse. This is normal. This is what human beings do. This is what we do. This is normal. Or even maybe she's just not attracted enough. It can happen a lot. She's not attracted enough to go home with you. And so she doesn't want to say it. Yeah, I'm just not attracted enough. This is mean. She doesn't want to hurt you. So it's almost as if this is the perfect excuse. This is optimal. Pretending to have ASD. Look, I have this feeling that the old dating community, the old one, has got tricked into this. As if they discovered the truth, but actually this is still a layer of illusion. Like, okay, women have ASD. Okay, right, we discovered why they behave in certain ways. But no, there is one more layer. This is an excuse. It became an excuse. Oh, ASD, pretending I'm not this kind of girl. It became the optimal excuse to give so that they don't have to do things that they don't want to do. And most of the time, often, they don't want to do them for reasons that actually would make their ego go down. For example, they are insecure. For example, she's insecure in her body. She goes home with you. Now she has to get naked. She will feel awkward. She will be afraid that you don't like her body. So she will be tensed. So she will be even more awkward. So she will not like the moment. And so she will not even take pleasure from the sexual arousal because she has a lot of parasite thoughts in her head. So now it's like a negative spiral, and she can't even enjoy the experience, and so she doesn't want to do it. And now she says, yeah, I don't want to go home because now this is too fast for me. I need more time. I'm not this kind of girl. Yeah, not really. She's just afraid you might not like her body or this kind of thing, you know? This is what's really going on. But then if she says this, oh, listen, I'm just afraid you will think I'm bad in the bed. Or you will not like my body. Or I'm afraid to be socially weird, to be sexually weird, to not know what to do, to be awkward in front of you. Do you see how vulnerable a human being needs to be in order to say that? Ultimately, you want to be able to go to that level because it will be extremely good for your ability to be relaxed, to just be able to not be afraid of people seeing your insecurities. But actually, women, they don't really have a drive to make that work on themselves at that level, or if they do, not enough. I mean, depends, but statistically, most of the time, this is not what happens. So they will never get so vulnerable to that point, especially if they just met you. So what is she gonna say? For example, you ask to go home with her. She's like, damn, I'm attracted to this man. I feel sexual arousal when I'm with him. But, okay, first, you might think she's a slut if it goes too fast. And she doesn't want that to happen. Ego down, and moreover, she loses you. Right? So this is really something to fix. But let's say it's fixed. It should be the basis. It should be fixed. You should not think that, really. You should know it's an illusion. Right. Let's say this is fixed, so she doesn't think this. Now she has the thing she would like to do it. But she's thinking, damn, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to manage the situation. I'm not comfortable enough in my own body, in my own sexual abilities, in my own social abilities to just go with him and make it work. I will mess it up. I will fail. I will start to freak out. I will start to have negative thoughts in my head, so I will not enjoy the moment. So it will be awkward and I will ruin everything. And maybe he will not even want to see me again because this will not be a good experience. So actually, I don't want to go now because there is too much risk to get negative values. My ego goes down. I lose him. Negative experience, awkward. Yeah. So I might not want. So what do I say? I say, oh no, I don't want. And he's like, oh, why? Now she has to give an explanation. What is the explanation? Yeah, I'm afraid to be awkward. I'm insecure. No, this is too much. She can be vulnerable to that point. So what does she say? I'm not this kind of girl. It goes too fast. I need more time, maybe another time. It's the easy excuse. It protects her ego. It's even as if a situation that should be negative is turned into positive for her, like magic. This is the easy trick for a woman. So they all use it, of course. Why not? It would be stupid to not use it, actually. Actually, this is just very logical to do it. If you were a woman, you would do the same. You have society that gives you a magic tool that you can just use. You give it as an excuse. Society makes it a very good excuse. So you're afraid. Boom. You give this excuse. Why not? You have a weapon. Use it. It would be stupid to not use your weapon. Society gives you a weapon. Use it. So it makes sense. There is other things as well. For example, she's afraid that you might force her. For example, she might get forced. This is something to deal with as well. And this is why all those things. Okay, we will talk about it later, but let's keep up with ego. Another thing upon that is what other people will think of her. So, for example, her friends, other women. Let's say it's something from social circle, from social circle. You have friends in common, for example, so they will know what are other people going to think. Here is the same thing. Anti-slut defense, ASD. People think, oh damn, she's a slut, she just had sex with this man that she just met. Right. Here is the same. People know deep down inside that it's bullshit. Or they don't believe it anymore. Women know. Men, they might believe it. But here is the thing. It's all an illusion. It just comes from frustration. Look, the man. Let's say a man likes this girl. He likes this girl. He's attracted to her. Now this girl, she has sex with you. But not with him. What is he going to do? What does it do to his ego? What does it do? He has to justify this. He has to find an excuse again. Otherwise, it just makes his ego go down. Yeah, this man succeeded, not me. How do I justify this? Ah, yeah, but I was not that attracted anymore. I didn't even try. But yeah, of course he succeeded. Of course. It's not difficult. She's an easy girl. It's easy with her. It's easy. She's an easy girl. She's a slut. This is to protect his own ego. Other women, let's say they like this man that this woman had sex with, but they had their own insecurities to do something. They didn't feel socially confident enough to just walk up to him and just have interaction with him, make things go forward. The same thing as we talked about, they have insecurity. So, yeah, what are they going to think of this girl? Damn, she had this man, not me. What does it mean? What should I do? I have to disqualify this girl in his eye. I have to make it look like it was not a right choice. Hey girls, did you see what happened? She's so easy. She's really so easy. She's an easy woman. She's a slut. The same thing. And the same, it's as if there is a ghost weapon. This is not a real weapon. It's as if deep down inside everybody knows it's bullshit. Maybe not men, they are so stuck in the bullshit. They don't see it anymore. Their ego is so much protected from this. Ah yeah, I am a virgin, but just because I don't go with easy woman as every man does. I could go to the club and fuck a woman. But I'm not interested in that. Shut the fuck up, you could not do it. You could not, it's difficult. Go to the club and go home with a woman. No, it's not so easy, man. If you're virgin, there is a real reason why behind, and this is just excuses. Excuses. So now this reality about the fact that some girls are easy, and this is why other men have sex and you have not. It becomes a necessary reality to protect the ego. If this goes away, if this goes to hell, if this reality shows to not be true, then now you don't have this excuse anymore. Whoa, there is no easy woman. This is the same kind of difficulty with any woman. Well, so if this man, he had sex with many women, for example, yeah, this is the same kind of woman that I've been friend-zoned by, blah blah blah. So shit, what it means is that I'm a shit compared to him in the eyes of women. This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable for the ego. So this becomes a necessary reality to think that, yeah, this is because there is easy woman and I am after the hard woman. This is why it doesn't work. I am searching for something with a good woman. This is why it's more difficult. This is why I don't have as many experiences as this guy who goes with the easy woman. That's not really what's going on. It's just an excuse reality. So now there is this bullshit that is here, which became like an easy weapon for the entire society, for men and women. If they want to shoot someone, to shoot a woman, this is the easy weapon. I'm frustrated toward this girl, toward this man. What do I do? Okay, I have the easy weapon from society, the slut thing, the easy woman explanation, which is bullshit. And women know deep down inside that it's bullshit. They know. But society, and especially men, they are entangled into this bullshit. So, yeah, let's manipulate the perceptions. Hey guys, let's use the secret weapon. Yeah, you agree? Okay, let's do it. And they shoot. And as we talked about, it's empty. This is an empty weapon. This is not real balls. But everybody behaves as if it was real. So now what's going on is that she might be afraid of what other people will think. She might be afraid of getting shot. Okay, now here is what's going on. And here is where it gets really funny. Here is where it gets really funny. Depending on the countries and the types of societies, men, there is like a threshold about men, a threshold of confidence and of frustration. All the men that are under the threshold of frustration, so they are frustrated, they believe this. Yeah, there is the easy woman, the not easy woman, there is the bad woman, the good woman. They believe, because this is a huge, easy excuse to have an excuse for not being successful. This is an easy excuse. The men who are above, they don't need the excuse, so they can think clearly. I don't need the excuse, so I don't need to be tangled into it. Let's look at what's really going on, what I had with my experiences. Okay, I think I can take some distance. They will believe this to some level, because it's still frightening, a girl who can go with many men or very fast. This is still, their ego is more, they are still a bit into this bullshit. A little bit, but less. But now, here is what's going on in the side of woman. In the side of woman, there is none of this threshold. There is no threshold for women. They all know it's bullshit. They all know how their own sexuality is. They all know how this bullshit is being made. Deep down inside, even if they pretend, they know. There is no threshold for really believing it. They might pretend harder than other women, but they know. There is not such a threshold. They all know it's bullshit. The only thing is that depending on what they want or not, what they are after, they will see it as a smart choice or not to behave accordingly to this. So it is not about believing it. It is about viewing it as a smart choice to pretend it. It's all about pretending. And now we can fix a threshold for women, but which is not the same as men. The threshold for men is about above the threshold. They don't really believe in this bullshit anymore. Under the threshold, they believe in the bullshit. For women, every woman knows it's bullshit. They know. But there is a threshold of, upon this threshold, they think it's not really smart to behave accordingly to this, and under, they think it's smart to behave accordingly. So no matter where they are, they know it's bullshit, but they will think it's smart or not to pretend the bullshit. For example, here is what happens depending on the countries. In the more sexually free countries, for example, I am from France. This is a very free country in terms of sexuality. There, at first I had the illusion that women want to act accordingly to this and that they even believe, because they always gave me those kind of excuse, like, yeah, I'm not this kind of girl, blah blah blah. So I thought it was true. I got tangled into the illusion as well. Then with time I realized, oh, actually just because of the insecurities behind, I started to understand insecurities, or they are just not attracted enough, but they don't really believe in the bullshit. But here is the thing, women, between them, they know it's a bullshit. Let's forget about the men. Between the women, they know. So let's say a woman, she has her woman friend, or her woman group of friends. All of them know that it's bullshit. Okay, alright, all of them know. They know. Men, they might believe the bullshit, but them, even if they pretend, they know it's bullshit. If this is a country where women are very independent, this is something valued, women independence, women power, for example, that might be one of the reasons, then they don't really need men that much, right? They don't really need men that much. So they can say fuck you to what men believe, right? You see? And so because of that, there is like this feminist thing that happened, and which is actually very good for us men if we want to have sex with women, actually. There is this thing that happened where they start to be together like, yeah, but we know it's bullshit, right? We know, yeah. We know that we actually want to fuck with men. We want it to attract men. We know, right? Yeah, you know it's bullshit, right? Okay, but you know that men, they are frustrated. The men under the threshold of frustration, they are so frustrated that they will say, yeah, this is bad. But yeah, you know it's bullshit. This is just frustration. They are just frustrated. You know it. Okay, right. This is their insecurity which does that. Right, yeah, okay. But actually we are independent. This is valued in this society, to be independent. I can have my own job. I don't need a man. Fuck you, man. I fuck whoever I want. I do whatever I want. And now that this bullshit goes away between women, here is what's funny now. Now they know that because this bullshit is gone between them, the only reason why they might not go home with the man that they feel sexually attracted to, toward which they feel sexual arousal, would be because of the other reasons, which would be the insecurities, the fear to, we talked about it, the fear to look weird, the fear to not be confident in their body, the fear to not be able to manage the situation, to not be good enough, the fear that the man is not going to be interested anymore after that, so on. And so between them, they know that the excuse doesn't work. They know it doesn't work. The phantom weapon is revealed as a phantom between them. So they can't use it between them. So now they know that actually, what is high value now? What is the high ego thing to do now if she's attracted to a man? Yeah, she went home with the man. Damn, she had the confidence to do it. They know between them that this thing about being a good girl, not being an easy girl, it's bullshit. They know. So now they have a different metric to say what is high ego or what is low ego. They have a new way of seeing this. Okay, I met this guy yesterday in the club. He was extremely hot. I went home with him and we had incredible sex. Damn, you're so confident. That's what happens now. Because now in this case, they are above the threshold of the kind of places and situation and women who think it's a smarter choice for their needs to not act accordingly to the bullshit anymore. In the same country, let's say, for example, in France, there is still girls who are very tangled into the bullshit even together. When this happens, it's what I've noticed, it's either because this is very insecure girls between themselves. They are so insecure that they still clinch to the bullshit. They are too afraid, so they still think it's smart to protect their ego, to clinch to those excuses. Or otherwise, the other reason why they still clinch to it, even in a country like France, where I come from, would be because there is some kind of jealousy between them. One of the girl is jealous of the other, and so she will still keep this weapon in her backpack, so she can take it at any time and shoot her because she's jealous. This is the two kind of situation. But yeah, actually this is a reason, this is one more reason why actually not being tangled into the bullshit looks even more high ego as a good thing, because even this, they know women. Oh, this group of girls, they are still tangled in the bullshit. They didn't want to leave it. So either they are too insecure, either there is jealousy between them, which means that they are in a friendship which is not very interesting, and they stay in that relationship, so they don't have many choice of friends. So low ego as well. So now there is this pressure of being tangled to this illusion of thinking that it's bad, being tangled, being equivalent to something low ego, whereas before it was something to be something high ego, to pretend this. Now pretending this between them, it looks low ego. This is something like, those girls are so low value, right? Isn't that funny? But they will still pretend it with men sometimes if this is to their advantage. They will use it in terms of smartness, not because they believe it, but because this is more smart for them, either for their ego, but they can't really anymore in this kind of case, because toward her friends, it doesn't look like this anymore. They can do it towards you to make you believe that she's high ego. If you think it's a good thing, she can do it. But with her friends, she can't do it anymore. Now it doesn't work anymore. So now the only reason why it could look low ego, it could make her ego go down now to go home with you in the eyes of her friends. This is just if the friends think that you are not that attractive. Exactly the same as if you go home with a woman who your friend think is repulsive. Like, whoa, he just went home with this girl who is ugly, damn. Whoa, you're desperate? This is the same. Now, if the woman goes home with you and her friend think you are not that attractive, they will think, oh damn, actually she might not have that many options with attractive men. She's desperate or what? This would be the only reason. But if the friends think that that you are very sexually attractive, now they will even pressure her friend to go with you. Like, shut the fuck up, push towards your insecurities, be a woman, be a big grown-ass woman. You're an independent woman. We are a powerful woman. Fuck your insecurities, go with this man. He's fucking attractive, go with him. That's what will happen, actually. So now we've talked about the ego toward other people. You see how it works now toward other people, the impact it could have to be sexual with you in the eyes of other people around. You have this dichotomy now of the illusion of, yeah, this is not good, and the counterpart of, oh yeah, she's confident. You see the two kind of glass we can have on the eyes and judge it differently. It will depend on, for women, the situation, the country, so there is this threshold, and for men about their level of frustration. So there is the two different threshold for women or men to be able to judge it. Another type of example of different situation for the threshold of women, let's say a country like, for example, Russia or Ukraine, these kind of places. In those kind of countries, they can't really say fuck off to men They are not that independent in those kind of countries. They are still very reliant on men. Hey, look at places like I don't know, like the Arabic places where women are very dependent upon men. Here is different because there is religion as well. So this is, I mean, if she thinks it's bad because she believes in a religion, now this is different. Now this is legit. There is some legitimacy behind. But if she doesn't believe in this religion, now it's just because she is dependent on the men. Because most of the men will be under the threshold. They can't say fuck you. So now, in terms of smartness, is it smart to say fuck you and still go for it or not? Is it smart? In that case, it's not. Really, in a place like Ukraine or Russia or a conservative place, it's not a smart choice for a woman to do it, actually. This is a smart choice to keep pretending this. Do you see the thing? So it's about, is it a smart choice or not? It's not about, does she really believe? Now you can see behind the illusion. Do you see how difficult it is to play this game, to play the game of dating with a woman, if we don't have this kind of informations? Do you see how hard it can be? Because now you are tangled into so many illusions that it's as if you're playing chess with a friend, but actually you smoked some weed and you're playing by thinking that the king is on another place. So you do everything in your game according to this belief that the king is here, whereas it's not. So at the end, you get fucked over. you can't play the game accurately because you don't see where the pieces are for real. And actually, this is why dating is so difficult. It's not because dating is difficult. If we compare to chess, it's like playing chess with a kid. It's very easy. But this is hard because we don't see the pieces at the right place. There is illusion. So we play a game not in the right way. And so now it's very difficult to play the game in a way that brings some results for both of us, you and the woman. Yeah, so now that you have this illusion a bit whoosh, that went away, good. So okay, let's wrap it up. In terms of ego, this will be mostly about how attractive she thinks you would be to her friend or to society in general. For you, it's the same. There is a detachment between how attracted you are to a woman and how your ego would be impacted. I just thought about it 1 hour ago. I was watching a movie clip of Miley Cyrus. And I was thinking, damn, she is kind of masculine. I don't really like it. I was thinking, I don't really feel attracted to her. But then I thought, would I have sex with her? Of course I would. Because for my ego, it's amazing. I know that in the eyes of many other men, she's very attractive. In the eyes of women, she's very attractive. So yeah, if I have sex with her, in terms of my ego, this is a very good thing. Even though in terms of sexual arousal, I think I would not be that much aroused. There is a difference. In some other cases, so sometimes I'm very attracted to women who I know are not attractive in the eyes of other men. And so I'm thinking, then what are people going to think if I go with this woman? And here is the thing, if I could have like a moment of really knowing that no one will know, I would go with the woman. But because I think maybe people will know, then I'm a bit bothered for my ego. So do you see that there is a difference? For women, it's the same. She can be very attracted to you, but if in terms of the ego, she thinks her friends are going to think that you're not that attractive. Yeah, so it's not only about how attractive you are to her, but it's also about how attractive she thinks you would be to other people as well. This is part of ego. This is a very important one. And actually, yeah, so this is why even this thing of dealing with ego is actually only about dealing with the other thing. That is kind of funny. If you focus completely on being sexually attractive, which will tend to be applicable to everybody, the more you get attractive, the more, even if people are less attracted to you than other, the thing, this is a spectrum, the whole spectrum goes up, so the minimum goes up as well, right? If you focus on this and you focus on dealing with the fears, for example, there is no problem anymore with the ego. It helps her to, it aligns going with you with the ego. So, yeah. However, there is still last thing to talk about, and this is why we still need to make a special category for ego. This is about the ego around judging her in terms of human being. Look, if you're talking to a woman and she feels that you think that she's under you, that you are above her, it triggers so much ego. And actually, women have a lot of trauma with men around this feeling of having been ruled over. So now, with time, they build this thing of being very triggered if they talk to a man who they think is attractive, but this man talks with them as if they are under. It triggers ego in the bad way. And there is this thing happening where, in a sense, it triggers her want to get your validation. Okay? So, it can make her chase you. And this is the main thing about what we call prizing frame. We might talk about the classical dating techniques. I think I will make an entire part about this, but I don't advise you to use them. This is not the way I think it should be done. Because, for example, prizing frame, it creates this thing where she chases you. You talk with her, she thinks you're attractive. But you talk with her as if you were above her. She wants to chase your validation for her ego. But, is she chasing you because she wants the sexual arousal? Is she chasing you because she wants the other positive values that we will see in the social part, social values? Not really. She doesn't give a shit about this at that moment. She chases you for the ego. And so, now that you got her ego triggered, she will chase your validation for her ego. But the problem is that from here, if you make sexual moves, if you want to escalate, what is going to happen? In a normal case scenario, she is fine with it because she wants it. She wants the sexual arousal, so when you escalate, she loves it. And because as well it shows interest, it shows that you're attracted to her. So for her ego it's good, so it's double good, right? And if her friends around thinks you're the most attractive man in the place, and they see that the most attractive man in the place is making moves with you, with the woman, then it looks good even in the eyes of other. So normal case scenario, this is good, she loves it. But here, first, it will not validate her. If you escalate from the standpoint where she thinks that you believe you are above her, the fact that you escalate doesn't show as much interest anymore. Because now it just looks like, yeah, you want the sexual arousal, this is why you escalate. You might want some ego about the fact of having had one more woman, of knowing that she's attracted, but you don't actually think she has a high value in terms of many other things. You are interested in some positive values with her, but not enough so that she can feel validated from it. So actually, if you escalate, right, she will feel a sense of validation in the sense that she succeeded to trigger a situation where she can now use a weapon. This is why she will like it. If you trigger her ego by making it look as she's under you, as you're above, you're putting yourself on the pedestal. You might have heard this advice about not putting women on the pedestal, but actually in this project we will do the opposite. We will put them on a pedestal. If you put yourself on the pedestal, this will backfire because of this. She will now chase your validation. She will try to make you escalate. So it will look like, well, it's working. Now she wants me to escalate. But she wants you to escalate. Because if you escalate, now she can manipulate the interpretation of the whole situation. And she can reject you. Now, she begs you to escalate so that after that she can be like, oh no, I don't know, I don't want. No, it's going too fast. No, I'm not interested. She can do this now. So now she can flip it around so that now she looks on the pedestal. But to do this, actually, she's doing things that are counterproductive to what we want, right? We want to be able to escalate to create the sexual arousal. Now you can't do it. We want to be able to escalate because, as we said previously in the product, it is a way to prove your interest. So for her ego, it's good. Now it doesn't work anymore. It's not taken seriously. Moreover, when we talked about the fear around maybe being raped, or that you might force her to do things, we want to be able to escalate a lot precisely because if we escalate a lot, at some point she will not want it more. And the fact, it gives you the opportunity to then calibrate and to not trigger moments where she thinks it's too much. And because of the possibility of showing this, now she knows, okay, so he knows how to calibrate. He knows how to see if I want more or less. So if I go home with him, he's not going to force me. Or at least he's going to see if I want it or not. So this is one more reason why we want to be able to escalate, just so that we can show it. Now if she does this, if she has this drive to do this, we're fucked. We are completely fucked. We don't have anymore one of the most important tools when it comes to seduction, when it comes to dating, which is to escalate. So now you see how important it is to escalate, but you as well see that if you trigger the ego in the wrong sense when you're talking with her by behaving as if you are above her, which might be one of the advices that you heard, that it is what we have to do. But now it will be complicated. And so now, in order to flip this, we would need to use other techniques which allow to create a situation where now you can escalate, but it will not be interpreted. It will be interpreted as a new way. So this can be a technique as well. This can be a valid technique to put yourself on the pedestal so that she chases. But then you use a new technique which changes the interpretation that is going to be put on the fact that you escalate. So then when you escalate, now it's okay. But in the end, I still believe it's not optimal and it's not as pure at what we could do. This is not what we are going to do in this product. We are going to have a way more straight, a way more pure way of doing things. And this will actually be about putting her on the pedestal. There is this story, I don't remember where I heard this, but there is a woman who has dated two very famous and powerful men. She said that she loved the date with the first one, but she really even more loved the date with the second one at a really, really extreme level. And she said why. She said that the first man, when she was in the date with him, she felt like he was the most interesting man in earth. The second man, when she was dating him, she felt like she was the most interesting person on earth. There is a book about this which is called How to Win Friends and Influence People. We are going to draw a lot from this knowledge. We will combine those things together and draw a lot of knowledge from this. Okay, right, it was a pretty long part about ego. Next part will be about social positive values. Let's see you there and let's do it.